Okay, so a lot of smartphones have launched in 25,000, 50,000, but most of the smartphones in India are bought under 15,000 to 16,000. So we bought a lot of those phones and did a video on best smartphones under 15,000. But there's Vivo T1, newly launched Redmi 11S and Poco's first launch of 2022, Poco M4 Pro 5G. Now we'll keep this video very simple, not to confuse you and to clear-cut tell you the best phone to buy under 15,000. And there is a lot of confusion about, Pratik, should I buy a budget 5G phone or a budget 4G phone? Well, we'll answer all of that, and this is the only video you will need to watch. And see, all the three phones, a lot of things are common in them. First of all of them have a plastic back, plastic frame, which is common in this range. To get a glass back, you will have to go above 20,000. Now, in all these phones, I found Vivo and Redmi 11S to be the most good looking. See here, Redmi 11 has the least weight. It is the slimmest at 8.1 mm. So the in-hand feel is really good. But it has this glossy back, so fingerprints do show up. Vivo has this shiny look, so fingerprints don't show up here. But again, you get a case with all the devices in the box, charger as well, and even scratch guard on the phone. Now the display is very clear cut here. Both Vivo and Poco M4 Pro have an IPS LCD display. Vivo is 120Hz whereas Poco M4 Pro is 90Hz, and Redmi 11S has a 90Hz AMOLED display. Now AMOLED display have better brightness and contrast compared to LCD, as you can see here. Colors pop out in AMOLED, so it looks good. But is the LCD on Vivo T1 and Poco M4 Pro bad? No, I didn't say that. However, one thing I noticed is when you tilt the displays, the brightness on the Poco M4 Pro gets very dim. So if you're watching it from an angle, the Vivo T1 still looks bright, whereas the Poco M4 Pro looks a bit dim. But yeah, for media consumption, AMOLED is generally better than LCD. And you also get stereo speakers on Redmi 11S. So here, have a listen to this. So stereo speakers are a bit more loud and give you a rich experience, just like TechWiser. Subscribe to TechWiser if you're still here, man. Now you get wideband L1 on all the three phones. Netflix, Prime Video, all will run at 1080p. Both Redmi 11S and Poco M4 Pro come with Corning Gorilla Glass 3. The Vivo T1 has some sort of glass protection, but the name is unknown. But as a friendly suggestion, use tempered glass because the displays anyways will get scratched if you use it without scratch guard or tempered glass. Now, performance is very important, and performance in 15,000 depends on the type of user you are. See, all three phones work fluidly if you do only WhatsApp, social media, browsing like Twitter, Instagram. But if you do casual gaming like 1 to 2 hours just to freshen and lighten your mood, Vivo hands down has better performance. See here, the CPU throttling test is a very heavy test, and if you look at Vivo T1, it doesn't throttle at all. And it's not just the CPU throttling test. Even in AnTuTu, Vivo T1 scores almost double of Redmi 11S and about 40% more than Poco M4 Pro. And we said in our Vivo T1 unboxing as well, for 15,990, the Snapdragon 695 in Vivo T1 is a very powerful chip. Rest, Redmi 11S has MediaTek G96 and Poco M4 Pro comes with MediaTek 810. And I'm not just talking about benchmarks. Me and Manu exchanged the phones and played for half an hour BGMI on all the three phones. And settings are smooth graphics, ultra FPS on all the three phones. And we didn't see any frame drop or overheating. So for smooth graphics and ultra FPS, the gameplay is equally good. But one thing that I noticed is, see here, if you open Call of Duty, like a lot of you guys play COD, we asked this question on Twitter, and it's good to know you guys play COD, something else from BGMI. So here, if you see carefully on Vivo T1, you can go max frame rate on high graphics. But on the other hand, if you see on Xiaomi 11S, you see only medium and high. Same with Poco M4 Pro. And I've been saying this for more than a year now. MediaTek chips in budget range don't have good gaming support. And even gameplay on Snapdragon 695 is quite stable compared to other phones. Now, the camera is where things get very interesting. Honestly, you can't expect a really good camera phone under 15,000. And here is the megapixel of all the three phones on the screen. You can just pause and watch it. But I'll show you only two photos and give you a very clear idea. Here is the photo from the rear camera. The Poco M4 Pro and Vivo T1 photos are good, but the photo from Redmi 11S is sharper, and even I like the skin tone and overall contrast on the Redmi 11S. Same is with the front 16 megapixel selfie camera. The photos on the Redmi 11S are better and more sharper. Also, you get an extra 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera only on Redmi 11S and Poco M4 Pro. The photos in outdoor conditions are good. You have 2 megapixel depth and 2 megapixel macro camera. But overall, the Redmi 11S is a better camera package. Now, software is again very interesting. First of all, you get MIUI 13 on Redmi 11S and MIUI 12.5 on Poco M4 Pro 5G. And generally, people are confused about MIUI version number, but both are on Android 11. And I've tried MIUI 13 on Android 12 from China, which is far better. Like, see here, this is Prime Video, and if I pull down the notification shade, see, it's transparent. And this bug has existed in MIUI for a long time, and in day-to-day tasks, there is the usual jitter. So Xiaomi should please bring Android 12 to India for budget phones. It's about time. Vivo T1 comes with Android 12 right out of the box, so you get those good Android 12 privacy features. Like, see, if an app uses your mic or camera, there is an indicator here at the top. Also, if an app asks for your location, you can give it an approximate location. So that is super privacy friendly. Good one. I found Vivo's FunTouch OS to be less buggy, and yes, all the three phones have their own bloatware, which can be easily uninstalled. Plus, all of these phones have Google Call Recorder, so if you record calls,
this call is now being recorded.
There is this announcement. And rest, the battery is same on all the three phones, 5000 mAh battery, so it should last easily one day on medium to heavy usage. Vivo is only giving you 18 watt charging, and Redmi 11S and Poco M4 Pro gives you 33 watt charging. So both Redmi and Poco M4 Pro charge in approximately 1 hour 15 minutes, 0 to 100. Vivo takes a long 2 hours 10 minutes to fully charge from 0 to 100 because it only supports 18 watt charging. Rest, you get all the sensors. Headphone jack is present on all the three phones. Poco and Xiaomi also have an extra IR blaster. Poco M4 Pro comes with 7 5G bands and Vivo T1 comes with only 2 5G bands. Redmi 11S, of course, is a 4G phone. You get 4G plus carrier aggregation on all the three phones, and here is where you have to make the most important decision. Now, which phone should you buy? See, if you want a performance device where you are going to game, or if you are a heavy user, Vivo T1 makes sense. Now, this is not a gaming phone. You don't get gaming phone under 15,000. Also, it comes with Android 12, so you will get a bit of longer updates. Now, if you want a more media entertainment device with decent camera, Xiaomi Redmi 11S makes more sense as well. And now the bigger debate, 5G phone or 4G phone? See, it's very simple. If you're not going to change your phone after 1.5 or 2 years, get a 5G phone. If you're going to change it, get a 4G phone. I can make as simple as that. So that's it. This is Prateek. Hope you like this format. We try to do videos which give you the best results, clarity and quality. So like the video if it helped you. This is Prateek signing off. See you soon. Pew pew.